Welcome to the Tech Show. I'm Sonya Gavankar. Today we might have found the smartest glasses you actually need, and we have your tech news at the top of the show, and then a friendly clock face tries to take my money. All that and more coming up on the Tech Show. Now it's time for the latest. You can now let the AI entity Claude take control of your computer to perform tasks like sending you a file you left on your hard drive. The AI's developer Anthropic announced recently. For the feature to work, you just need to be on a qualifying subscription plan. In the wake of the viral explosion of the open source OpenClaw framework earlier this year, Anthropic is the latest developer to deliver a tool that enables an AI model to act more independently. OpenClaw has spawned an entire ecosystem of claws, or AI tools, that can take simple commands and perform them somewhat autonomously on your computer or with your tools or system. NVIDIA last week debuted NemoClaw, its framework for easily setting up and installing OpenClaw with some secure settings. Anthropic says that Claude will look for the right tools to complete the tasks at hand via connectors with apps like Google Calendar or Slack. If the tools or connectors aren't available, Claude can manually perform the task by typing or moving the cursor as if you were using the keyboard and mouse. It can use programs like your web developer or browser tools and open files. AI Atlas, when it's performing these tasks, it can use a computer as you normally would by scrolling and clicking around. The only difference is that Claude will always ask for permission beforehand. You can stop Claude from performing a task at any time. Well, at least for now. In a bipartisan team-up, Democrat Senator Elizabeth Warren and Republican Senator Josh Hawley are demanding more transparency regarding the energy use of data centers. The pair sent a letter to the Energy Information Administration on Thursday urging the EIA to establish a mandatory annual reporting requirement for data centers, according to Wired. Data centers have become a major topic of debate as tech giants like Amazon Web Services, Google, Meta, and Microsoft continue to buy massive amounts of land to house artificial intelligence data centers. While some landowners are taking the payouts, others, like a Kentucky woman and her mother, who turned down $26 million to sell their land, are holding out because of their opposition to data centers. The interested buyer in Kentucky remains anonymous, but the landowner told WLKY they are described as a major artificial intelligence company. Not only do data centers need large plots of land for their infrastructure, but they also require substantial water and electricity to operate. The exact amounts are not always known, which is why the senators are urging the change. Bloomberg NEF reports that by 2035, the energy demand for data centers will more than double. We'll be back in 30 seconds. The Met Gala is one of the most iconic nights in fashion, but what most people don't see is everything that happens before the red carpet, which is powered by small and mid-market businesses. Behind the scenes, teams are working under tight deadlines to perfect every detail for a high-pressure night in the spotlight. Joining us now are two business owners the A-list relies on, entrepreneur and celebrity nail artist Tom Bachik and hairstylist to the stars and salon owner Ursula Stephen. They've partnered with Intuit QuickBooks Workforce to show us how they manage their teams and keep everything running smoothly when the stakes are at their highest. Welcome to you both.
Thank you so much.
We saw the incredible looks from the Met Gala. Tom, what does it take to pull off a creative moment for something like the Met Gala?
Oh my gosh. On moments like this where there's so much high pressure, it takes a crazy amount of planning because you're working with so many teams. We're working with the celebrities, we're working with the designers, we're working with the stylists to help put it together, and then of course the glam teams, hair, makeup, and nails, to make this vision come to life. So really, it does take a village to make this happen. And when you're doing that, there's really no room for error. You have to have perfect coordination. So to really make things happen, it's important to have the right tools so that we can schedule timelines, our schedules, as well as managing our team.
Ursula, for these major events with multiple looks and last-minute changes, how do you keep everything running smoothly behind the scenes?
Oh my Lord, listen, if you know anything about my business or my side of the business, change is coming quickly and constantly, so you really have to be able to pivot. But you also need a strong and simple system in place to help support those changes. This is why I really love QuickBooks Workforce, because it really helps to keep, or helps me to keep managing my money and my people and schedules and communication all in one place. Very seamless.
And for both of you, what's your advice for other business owners trying to manage a growing team and business?
Structure.
Structure.
For sure, structure. Because you gotta be able to manage your expenses, your payroll, just all the monies, and it needs to be in one place. Especially for me, I'm traveling a lot, especially around times like Met Ball season. It's like I need that structure.
Yeah, and then that allows us to focus on the creative side.
Mm-hmm.
Where can we go for more information?
For more information, go to QuickBooks.com.
Thanks for the tips and the fashionable inspiration.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more of the Tech Show in just a minute. Stay tuned. National Barbecue Month is here, and there's a lot of buzz around the destinations and trends driving it. Joining us now is Food Network star chef Tregaye. She's here to share highlights from her Texas barbecue road trip. She's the host of Countdown to Delicious and the author of the cookbook Kitchen Conversations. Welcome, Chef.
Hey, thanks for having me.
How are the restaurants, and which were your favorites?
You know what? The restaurants are amazing in Texas, and to try to choose a favorite, it's so hard, but I'm going to narrow it down for you. So the first place I want to talk about is Zavala's, all right? It's in Arlington. It's one of the places that's really like a vibe. It's actually in Grand Prairie, It's a place that's like a vibe. It's like a super chill, kind of relaxed kind of moment. They really have delicious briskets and meats, of course, but this sloppy Juan taco is like next level. It's like a sloppy Joe taco, so that was kind of crazy. Then we got Smoke and Ash, which is in Arlington, and it's the only Tex-Ethiopian restaurant in the world. So if you're looking for something unique, some great flavors, African spices, but a little bit of smoke like you're getting from that Texas barbecue, and you want to go to the only place in the world that's like it, you want to head over to Smoke and Ash. And then my third would be Meet You Anywhere. Now that's in the Grapevine area. It's such a special place. It's very family oriented. It's family owned. I loved every dish, and they weren't playing about the meats. They're piling them on. Okay, everything's bigger in Texas, and they show you that when you get to Meet You Anywhere. So if you got some space in your tummy, leave some room for that good old peach cobbler. But those are my favorite places in Texas.
What are some other unique takes on barbecue you discovered in Texas?
You know what? I learned a lot. I mean, honestly, Smoke and Ash was like one of the most unique places that I've ever been to. Like, to be able to have that injera taco and nacho, I thought that was really, really good. And I will say, make sure you guys head over to traveltexas.com. You can get more information because there's so much to explore in Texas.
Thanks for spicing it up for us, Chef. May is Brain Tumor Awareness Month, and we have a message that can make a real difference. David Pollack is known to many as a former NFL player, college analyst, and recently a new author. But after his wife Lindsay's brain cancer diagnosis last year, this issue became deeply personal. Now he's using his voice to encourage others not to put off important screenings and early detection, plus his role as an Aflac check for Cancer Champion. David, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Your new book, Every Day Counts, talks a lot about perseverance, including your wife's battle with brain cancer. Tell us about your journey.
Well, it was about a year and a half ago, and you get that conversation with the doctor that nobody wants to have. We had the biopsy, and we're thinking, hey, we're all good. It was a little time had passed, and then they say the C word, and you find out you have cancer. And so life changed. And then a couple surgeries later, and the family, we're dealing with things that we've never dealt with before. A lot of learning, a lot of growing, a lot of being still. And God has done some amazing things throughout this whole process. We've had a lot to celebrate. You can see my baby doll. She's going to celebrate for you on the camera right there. And so now, just fighting it, I think you get a new appreciation, a new understanding for life. You're thankful for it, thankful that people like Aflac have been raising money, and people have been raising money for years and years and years. And because of that, we get a chance to talk to you and be a survivor.
You've just been named an Aflac Check for Cancer Champion. What does that mean to you?
Well, I think it just means we're thankful, we're blessed, but we want to raise awareness for everybody else. And we want to point towards, listen, don't wait. Make time for your cancer screenings, for your checkups. Like, you absolutely have time. Make time. Go. It's so important. The statistics change so much by finding something early. It's simple. See a check, get checked. So go to aflac.com/check for cancer. It's important. I know sometimes we feel like we're getting older. My body feels like this all the time. It doesn't matter how you're feeling. Go get checked, because every year we hear so many great stories about people getting checked. They find out some bad news that could have been even worse news, but because they learned about it, it makes the survival rate a lot higher.
Where can we go for more information?
aflac.com/check for cancer.
As Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month gets underway, riders are being reminded how important it is to stay protected on the road. From new high-tech gear to initiatives like the Airbags Save campaign, there are more ways than ever to help reduce the risk of serious injury. Joining us now are Stephen Popovich, president of Cycle Gear, and motorcycle crash survivor Guillermo Ortegoza, who is sharing how protective gear helped save his life. Thanks for joining us.
This is the third year of the Airbag Save campaign that we put on at Cycle Gear, really to spread awareness around this wearable airbag technology that's really come into its own over the past few years. It's been mandated at the highest levels of racing for a decade, but really at the consumer level now, keeping riders safe.
I was about to go get some food with my friends. We approached an intersection. At the corner of my eye, I saw a car blew through a stop sign. I attempted to swerve the bike out of the way, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that. So the car unfortunately T-boned me, and I got flung off my motorcycle, hitting my back and neck onto a curb. But thankfully, I was wearing my airbag and my helmet. I'm very much a adopter. I don't get out of my house without my airbag and my helmet. It's a no-brainer for me every day, and it will never change that anymore.
Well, at Cycle Gear, we like to say prepare for the slide, not the ride. So helmet, jacket, gloves, pants, and boots, top to bottom. And we'd love for folks to be wearing airbags. You can go to cyclegear.com/airbags if you want to learn about airbags specifically, or you could visit one of our 165 locations around the country. Making sure that you're safe out there is what we like to talk about at Cycle Gear.
Thank you both for being on the show. Cybercrime is surging. Americans lost nearly $21 billion last year, which is up 26%, as scams become more convincing and harder to spot. Here to help is digital privacy expert Kristen Lewis, Chief Product Officer at Aura. Kristen will break down what's driving these losses and how you can stay safe online. Hello, Kristen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Why is cybercrime surging right now?
Yeah, cyber criminals are using AI and automation to cast an even more enormous and more effective net than ever. If you think about burglaries in the past with physical crime, they could rob one house at a time, and compare that to scammers who today can send 1 million perfectly polished, highly personalized phishing texts with the push of one button. We all know how to lock our front doors and lock our car doors, but people really, I think, are at a loss for how do they close that sort of digital front door. So that combination of the scams are getting so much more effective, and people not really knowing how to stay safe is really, I think, why we're seeing this huge increase.
What can people do to protect themselves?
So a lot of people don't realize that their personal information is readily available out on the internet, whether it's circulating on the dark web, being bought and sold by data brokers. You might have social media profiles that aren't locked down. the more personal information that is out there, the more you will be targeted and the more precise those scams will be. So reducing that digital footprint is a huge proactive step that you can take. This is where tools like Aura come in. Most people, don't wake up every morning thinking about or understanding sort of how to reduce that digital footprint and stay safe. So we put that on autopilot and also give you all of the tools that you need, to kind of cut out the noise. So to block those unknown calls, texts, emails that look suspicious or that are suspicious, so that you can really have confidence that, the things that are making it to your inbox or your phone can be trusted.
Where can we go for more information?
Yes, you can find a lot more information, and you can also try our app for free at our website. It's aura.com.
Thanks, Kristen. We have to take a break, but there's more of the Tech Show right after this. Welcome back to the Tech Show. YouTuber Vittor Tech has some great integrated smart home suggestions in this week's Home Tech.
Starting at the front of the house, there's a lot of little things going on here to make it smart and automated. First is the Aqara Smart Lock. This is the Aqara U400, a smart lock that uses ultra-wideband technology in your iPhone or Apple Watch to automatically unlock my door as I approach it, which means it unlocks completely hands-free. It also has a variety of alternative methods, including a fingerprint scanner to unlock, a PIN code for users or guests, and even has a traditional key as a backup. You can also use Apple HomeKey simply by tapping your phone or Apple Watch directly on it, or you can even use the Home app or just ask your voice assistant to do it for you. It also understands your approach direction, so you can tell it to only unlock if you approach from a certain direction, and it doesn't accidentally lock or unlock when I'm approaching it from inside, if you're like me and you have a small landing that you have to walk by regularly. This lock has been extremely reliable, and I cannot recommend it enough. Moving on to my kitchen, there's surprisingly little smart tech that I need to show here. Lately I've been using the Keurig Supreme Plus coffee maker. It's a luxurious looking coffee maker that brews traditional Keurig pods. I love that it's sleek and it fits perfectly into my kitchen, with the tank on the side with a handle. There's a lot of things happening on this machine, but the best features are that it reads the QR code on the pod and automatically adjusts your brew settings for your specific brand of coffee. Plus it lets you customize the size of the cup, the strength of the brew, and the temperature of the coffee, all to make the perfect cup. And I kind of wanted to mock this at first, but I have to say, when it is using the QR code and recognizing the coffee, it for some reason actually does taste different than if it doesn't pick up the QR code and brews it as a classic brew. So I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something. This thing also has Wi-Fi and an app, but with all of these settings conveniently on the top, I like that I never honestly have to use it. Another product that I use, not just in my house, but when I'm traveling, is from today's sponsor, MagBak. And that's the MagBak travel charger. This is a super convenient travel charger that I can easily take on the go with just one cord to charge all of my devices. Unfold to charge your iPhone using MagSafe 25-watt fast charging and Qi 2 compatible charging. Plus you get a charger for your AirPods directly in the base, and then you even get an Apple Watch charger so all of your devices can charge in a simple, convenient charger. A lot of different things happening in this living room. The lamp in the corner is Philips Hue color changing bulb, which I control through the Home app. The TV is the LG C3 OLED TV, which I've used with the Apple TV 4K. I love the picture quality of this thing, and I just find Apple TV apps to be better experiences than typical standalone smart TVs. Plus the Apple TV doubles as my Matter hub for my home, which helps connect all of these great devices to other products and all together. The current robot vacuum I'm using is the Ecovacs X11 Omni. I have tested way too many robot vacuums. I have multiple of them on every floor at this point, but this is the one I've been using. So it's an autonomous robot vacuum and mop that cleans my house. The mop can literally rinse itself with water to keep itself clean and apply a consistent water flow as it mops. Plus it auto empties itself and cleans and washes the roller mop all in the base. But my favorite reason for this one in particular is the bagless design for the vacuum, so I don't have to buy bags constantly. I honestly don't know why other brands are not doing this more. It has been a lifesaver. Highly recommend it. So in my bedroom, there is a couple of new additions here that I love. First, SwitchBot Curtains 3, which are automatic curtains that can open and close directly through the Home app, or I can speak to a HomePod and just tell it to close the curtains. The bulbs behind the bed are Philips Hue, which are color changing, and also connected to Apple Home to control through my phone. Then on the other side of the room, we've got a Nanoleaf light strip behind the TV, which also connects to Apple Home, and gives a great glow behind the TV. But the coolest thing that I love right now is this new IKEA Bill Ressa smart switch that just came out. It's a Matter connected switch, meaning it can control literally anything in my Apple Home ecosystem. It has 2 buttons, and then you can control one press, double press, or holding the button to all do custom actions. So I have it set with one press to turn on the lights, press and hold to open the curtains, and double press controls to do both. Pressing off turns off the lights, pressing and holding closes the curtains, and then double press controls both. These things come in a 3-pack and are so cheap that I think everybody should just have these as a staple in their home. Well done, IKEA. Love these things. I'm gonna put them everywhere. In my office, I've already covered all of the tech that goes into this, including my Philips Hue lamp, my Nanoleaf elements that are touch sensitive to control my curtains, my studio display, and smart standing desk. But for more details on all of that, check out the desk tour on the channel now.
We have to take one final break, and then we're back with Take My Money right here on the Tech. Now it's time for Take My Money, where this time it's the watch that smiles back. This is very cute, but I do not need a watch that mirrors my emotions. Just tell me the time. You know I love a watch too, so you would think that I'd want it, especially with their little desk stand that makes it look like a robot, which I will 100% forget 100% of the time. So sorry, Fancy, I'm keeping my money, at least for this amount of time. Thanks for joining us this week. Follow us at The Tech Show TV and join the conversation. Tech you later.